This story comes out of Mark chapter 9. Jesus has turned his face toward Jerusalem. He has also told his disciples that he's going to be thrown down. He's going to be mocked. He's going to be crucified, and then on the third day he will rise again. And then he takes them up on a mountain, and his face becomes radiant, his clothing like dazzling white, and his disciples see the glory of Jesus. And then this story unfolds. It takes place, as I say, in Mark chapter 9. And so I'm inviting you to open your heart and your mind and allow this story to richly dwell within you. And so it happened as Jesus was walking down the mountain with his 3 disciples that they saw the other disciples. And these disciples were having an argument with the scribes, and there was a large crowd of people around this argument. Now when the crowd saw Jesus, the whole crowd ran toward Jesus, and they were just amazed to see him, and they greeted him with great joy. They welcomed him. And Jesus said, what is it that you were discussing with them? And then somebody from the crowd says, I brought to you my boy. I brought my boy to you. He is possessed by an evil spirit, a deaf and dumb spirit. It throws him on the ground. His teeth are grinding. He foams at the mouth, and then he goes rigid. Rigid. And I told your disciples, I told them to cast it out. They couldn't do it. And so Jesus said, "Oh, unbelieving generation, how long must I put up with you?" And so he said, "Bring the boy to me." And as they brought the boy to Jesus, as soon as the boy's eyes fell on Jesus, the evil spirit seized the boy and threw him into convulsions. He fell on the ground. He was rolling and foaming at the mouth. And Jesus turns to the father and says, "How long's he been like that?" And the father says, "It's been since he was a child. It would throw him into fires. It would throw him into the waters, into the deep waters. It's trying to destroy him, to kill him. If you can," the father says, "if you can, please have pity on us. Please help us." And Jesus said, "If you can, all things are possible to those who believe." And then the father says, I do believe. Help my unbelief." Jesus noticed that the crowds were starting to quickly gather round. And so he rebuked the spirit. He said, "You deaf and dumb spirit, I command you, come out of him and never enter this boy again." And there was a great cry from the spirit. And then the spirit threw the boy into very violent convulsions. And then it came out. And the boy looked so much like a corpse that the people were saying, "He's dead. The boy has died." But Jesus took his hand and he lifted the boy up. And the boy arose. Yes, that boy arose. Later on, when they were in the house together, the disciples gathered around Jesus and they were questioning him. And they were saying, "Well, why could we not cast it out?" And then Jesus said to them, This kind does not come out by anything except by prayer." And then he turned his face to Jerusalem. The Gospel of Mark. the Gospel according to Mark.